Immigration, a topic woven deeply into the fabric of American society. But beyond the statistics and headlines, there is a profound human experience. What does being an immigrant in America feel like? That is what this project is aimed to uncover. This information doesn't apply to everybody, as each person's experience is anecdotal. I'll be interviewing two very special people in my life, Rafaela Harris and Tina Castro, both not originally born in America, but helped raise me. They are the mothers of my best friends, but to me, they're just my moms. Through symbolic interactionism, this project seeks to understand the personal narratives, experiences, and perceptions of immigrants as they transition to a new life and possibly a new identity. Welcome, everybody. I'm here joined with Rafaela Harris. So go ahead, Rafa, tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey to America.
Okay, so my name is Rafaela Harris, and I'm Italian. I moved in the United States in 1997 because I married an American man. And so I met him in Italy. He was military back then. And we moved in the United States, and we moved to Rhode Island at first. He was military, right?
Yeah.
Then there we had two kids, Alessandro and Matteo, which now are 25 and 23. And after 3 or 4 years, I don't remember, in Newport, Rhode Island, we moved to Washington, D.C., where I'm still
Great.
living.
So you'd say that you were motivated to move to America by love.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've been here for 27 years.
Yeah.
How has your sense of belonging evolved? When you first got here, did you feel American? Now do you feel American? What has that been like over time?
Okay, definitely didn't feel America in the beginning because my English was really, really poor.
Mhm.
So I had to, to learn how to communicate with people, right? And I was talking in Italian with my ex-husband now. So, yeah, it was very hard because I didn't know English, but because I'm really social, I like people in general.
Yeah.
I had to learn, and so I start to learn English, and I did learn English like with. Like a county English school, nothing in
Yeah.
particular, nothing fancy. And then because I had many friends, I started talking more. And so I learned a little bit at a time. And then I had two kids, right? So they were speaking in Italian with me when they were little, believe it or not. And then I think I made some mistakes, like because they were learning English. I want to learn English because with my ex-husband I was speaking in Italian. So when they were talking with me in in English, I let them do it because it was an exercise for me too. And so now they are speaking only English. They are old, and but a little bit of time I learned English, and after 4 years in Newport, Rhode Island, we moved to Washington, D.C., where I started working in a preschool where my kids were going. And so my English improved. I mean, it improved so much, but improved.
So you'd say that your feeling of being American was associated with your level of English and your proficiency in the language?
No, not only. I felt totally an immigrant. Like I felt completely Italian in a place that was beautiful. I loved where I was. I met amazing people in the United States, which are still my super good friends. And so while the year went by, I felt more and more connected to the American people.
Welcome, everybody, to the second interview. I'm here with Clementina Castro. And so Tina, tell us a bit about yourself and your journey to America.
Well, my name is Clementina Mora Castro, and my journey to America, it was very difficult when I was young. I was studying in Mexico, and my dream always was to come to America, because I think everybody in every country thinks like America is the dream. But I didn't know that I will ever come. So I came in 1985. And when I came here, I came and it was March, and I feel like so it was so different. I had no family here, nobody, and I felt like it was like the end of the world, because it was like snowy, and I never
Yeah.
seen a snow in my life. I feel, yeah, I feel lonely, and I feel like scared of so many things that I'm not speaking. I speak a little bit of English, but back then, but not much. Everything was different.
So where originally were you born, and when you came to the United States, where did you move?
I I grew up in Guadalajara, Mexico. And when I came to United States, I came straight to Virginia, and I live here since then.
Great. So you've been here almost 40 years. So since you've been here for such a long time, how has your sense of belonging, how has your comfortability in your new home, how has that evolved over the last 40 years?
Yes, it's a long time. And in the beginning, I stayed like 9 years. I could not get um, to stay in the United States. I always miss my family, my parents, my family of origin. I always miss them so much, and I wanted to go back. I always dreamed to go back and to go back. But then one day I say, no, my children education, so they started to go to school. So I'm gonna stay here in the United States. And now I feel like so integrated that I feel happy living in here, and I feel that this is my home.
That's great. So you touched on it a bit. You missed your family, you missed the area you grew up in, but now, what would you say you miss most from Guadalajara, and what do you not miss?
I think the most I miss from Guadalajara is the weather. It's such a nice weather. We don't have snow. We don't have winters in there. And the people are seem live less stressful life, we live in here. Life in there is less hectic, and people seem more relaxed, enjoying life more.
Great. So
And what I like in here is I have my children grown here, and my routine in here, my work and everything. My job is I really enjoy my job.
that's great. That's great. Have you, throughout your journey of living here for almost 40 years, have you encountered any barriers or any challenges to make you feel more integrated, to feel as if you belong? Maybe speaking English, having kids in the US? Was there a specific challenge to feeling American?
I think the biggest challenge it was understanding the school system. I always try to integrate being a volunteer in my children's school, but I always wanted to learn more English. And I think was, and also I think the most difficult it is the culture, because Latin American culture and American culture is very different.
I would agree. Could you, for the audience, could you give some examples of that?
For example, we love to have people. We make friends so easily. We talk to everybody. And in here, I see American people, it's not the same. They are like more, I don't know,
Kind of
I
closed
don't know how
off.
to, yes,
Yeah, not so much social.
yes.
Yeah.
And for us, we talk like back home, we talk to everybody. We go outside in the
Mhm.
streets and we talk to everybody.
Yeah. So for the transition to America, you touched on the school systems and volunteering with the schools and wanting to learn more English. Other than that, were there any communities or certain social services that helped you learn English, um, help you transition emotionally, support groups? Were there any organizations like that for you, or was it mainly just you and your family?
It was the first people that I felt that helped me. It was when one of my children started Head Start. It was the school system to introduce me that there were organizations and support.
Would you say that there's adequate social support for people who immigrate to the United States?
I think so. There is, but the thing is like we don't know those resources.
Mm.
And it's for me, I was lucky to have a child in Head Start that they told me. If not, I wouldn't know any of these places.